Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream Payoneer earnings call. Right now, we are waiting for Payoneer to announce their earnings, and we're going to be refreshing the page. Payoneer's earnings call right now on the live stream. If you have just joined us today, Payoneer has their earnings call, and I'm pretty stoked to see what are they going to be reporting. They're going to be reporting for the first time as a public company, and I have a lot on the line, to be honest. And even though there was a lot of options play and a lot of puts play here and a lot of stock play, um, I am a long stockholder for the long run, and this is not a trade. So I basically betted that the company was misrepresented, and let's see if we have any movement on the stock after hours. And we're going to hit refresh on the page. Let's see if we have anything coming out. So nothing on the page yet. Going to be keeping an eye on. So we have the earnings call still here, and no deck. No deck yet. Going to be checking on the news apps. And if you are interested, we're going to go over the earnings deck, and we're going to go over the earnings call. So, two things we're going to be doing here. Payoneer is supposed to be reporting after the bell, and it's released. We just got the numbers. So right now, announced financial results and the stock first movement, ticker going higher to 1030. Just a small pop, nothing too out of the ordinary. Let's see where the next movement goes. So going over the report of Payoneer, first report ever as a public company. And let's see what we have here. So in the financial results, revenue increased 42% to 110 million as compared to 78 million quarter over quarter. Volume increased 29% to 13.6 billion as compared to 10.5 billion in 2020. Revenue as a percentage of volume increased to 82 basis points from 75 basis points in 2020. Transaction costs improved to 26% of revenue compared to 30% in 2020. So, not seeing the deck yet on their site. I just got it through the newswire. Interesting that it's not appearing on their investor relations site. Never had something like this before. But let's see, maybe we can... Okay, so transaction cost improved to 26% of revenue compared to 30% of revenue. So that is also a good change for the company. And what else do we have here? In addition to guidance for physical wear adjustments provided on non-GAAP, which Payoneer continue to identify as it reports. Let's see. The company cannot reconcile its expected adjusted EBITDA. Interesting. Trying to get a gauge of guidance and what they're saying looking forward. So we're raising guidance for the full year 2021. So Payoneer is raising guidance. And if you are just joining us, say hello in the chat so we can all get to know each other. And just say, what do you think about the earnings results? So raising guidance for the full year 2021 to grow approximately anywhere between 28 and 30% over 2020, up from our previous guidance of 25% of growth. So here's my assumption. And my assumption is that they took a lot of business from eBay. And I think that's what happened. So um, more things coming on the tape. Um, in terms of the stock movement, interesting enough, the stock is just around the same place it was when the trading day ended. It is kind of trading sideways. It seems it was like priced to perfection, in a sense. But I think that the company is going to get some price targets reiterated tomorrow, which will be interesting. So if the company gets price targets reiterated tomorrow, more price targets, that would be probably helpful for the stock right now. Still trading around 10.15, but for people who are buying in 10.20 for people who are selling. And I'm going to try to refresh again their page. Once again, not seeing here their deck, which was very. Let's do PAYO earnings. Let's see if we can find a different site here right now to help us with this. And pretty sure we're going to find here press releases. Or on the NASDAQ site. And still, no, nothing here. So I did get it through one of the news wires. Let's do news. Okay, Business Wire. That's where I got it from, apparently. Okay. So now we can finally look at those numbers together. Okay, so once again, revenue increased 42% to 110 million as compared to 78 million in 2020. Volume increased 29% to 13.6 billion as compared to 10.5 billion in 2020. Revenue as a percentage of volume, the take rate increased to 82 basis points from 75 basis points in 2020. Transaction cost improved to 26% of revenue compared to 30% of revenue in 2020. Net loss of 12.4 million compared to a net loss of 6.7 million in 2020. Adjusted EBITDA of 0.7 million compared to 1.4 million in 2020. We delivered strong results on our first quarterly. We delivered strong results in our first quarter as a public company. The momentum that we have been bulking over the past year continued as we delivered revenues well ahead of our internal targets. Given our strong performance, we are raising the full guidance, the full year revenue outlook, and expect to generate positive adjusted EBITDA in 2021, said Scott Galit, Chief Executive Officer of Payoneer. We continue to execute on our long-term strategy to be the world's go-to partner for digital commerce everywhere. Okay, so like I said, they are raising guidance, and it seems that they had a great quarter, and it is going well. Now, what else do we have here worth mentioning? Let's see. I think, let's continue reading what a bit of what he said. We continue to execute on our long-term strategy to be the world's go-to partner. We already said that. They're investing to deliver even more value for more customers with B2B, merchant services, working capital, and commercial cards. Okay, so let me break this down for you guys. So for those of you who don't know, Payoneer has started funding merchant offers. So what that means is that Payoneer basically is saying, hey, look, if you're a seller on Amazon and eBay and you want us to fund your upfront purchases, we'll fund them for you so you can sell in more volume. So that's one thing. In terms of commercial cards, I believe those are cards for use in businesses. By the way, if you're just joining the stream, I am long Payoneer, and I also am a client of Payoneer, so I pay some of my developers through the platform. We believe we are well positioned to benefit for many years to come from the strong tailwinds provided by digitalization trends globally. The unique platform, team, network effects, compliance capabilities, and global footprint we have provide a strong underpinning for the future. We achieved a significant milestone in June by becoming a public company, and I'm excited for the whole Payoneer team, our customers, and investors to begin the next phase of our growth together, concluded Galit. Um, let's see. So, in terms of the guidance they raised, let's go over this and maybe try to um, get an understanding of what we're looking at. So they're looking at 2021 guidance between 57 and 60 billion dollars of transactions. Now, I've said in the past that this is a lot of transactions for their market cap, and I think that if this was Square, you would get much more of a valuation to the company. So the revenue is 442 to 448. I'm expecting that revenue to hit anywhere between 550 and 600 going into next year, just because of that 30% to 40% growth rate. The transaction cost you can see, and then the adjusted EBITDA. Based on using 25% as revenue. Payoneer will host a live webcast of its earning conference call with the investment community beginning at 5:30 Eastern time. So hold on to your horses. We have at least an hour and 15 until the actual earnings call happening. So just because that earnings call is happening later, I might be just recording it and doing a whole separate video on it later. It is a pleasure to see Payoneer, which was a great company for many years, being a publicly traded company and going through their first earnings call without much drama, I must say. The stock has been trading fairly nicely. I wish I could show you. There was a nice pop and then just kind of no real movement. As you can probably imagine, the stock doesn't have a lot of volume in compared to the Squares and Robinhoods of the world in terms of fintech. But it just had enough volume today as it was its first earnings day. I really was hoping to see a deck here. Just kind of going through everything again to see if maybe Payoneer has published any kind of deck on their sites. Let's see here. Okay, so here's the announcement of the revenue. And no real deck, just this page providing the information. So marketing wise, Payoneer, this is kind of like my recommendation. You guys should probably make a nice deck. So here's the table. Let's go over. So here you can see the increase. Other operating expenses increased pretty dramatically, I must say. Research and development expenses also increased dramatically. I actually like to see this when a growth stock is investing so much in their business. I never like to see a situation where a growth stock has stopped investing in their business, so that's good to see. And another thing here that sales and marketing expenses grew tremendously. So as long as they have a healthy customer acquisition, I'm all down for that. So you can see the operating loss growing, but hopefully they have added more customers and are going to be generating more income as the company grows. There are so many companies who have not turned a profit yet. So just take that into account. In terms of loss before taxes and income, and okay, let's see what else do we have here. So weighted average of shares used to computing loss per share, basic and diluted. Okay, so the net loss, like we said, grew a bit. Other financial expense, income net, stock-based compensation expenses. Of course, they grew. Company IPO'd. Let's see, merger and acquisition related expenses. So wondering if this is represents non-recurring fair value adjustment liability related to our 2020 acquisition of Optile. Okay, cool. In terms of the company's cash and cash equivalents, company has $498 million in cash and another small amount in restricted cash. Customer funds, a whopping amount of $3.6 billion on the balance sheet, if I'm reading this correctly. and accounts receivable, current assets, etc. Um, Property, equipment, and software, goodwill, tangible assets, restricted cash. Okay, so total assets around 4 billion. Liabilities, non-current liabilities. Okay, redeemable, convertible, preferred stock. There is, let's see here. Mm, Nothing here out of the ordinary that I can see. What else do we have here? Accumulated other comprehensive income, accumulated deficit. So trying to understand here how much cash versus debt they have. Probably be easier for me tomorrow when I'm much more alert. So if you don't know, the local time where I am is wait 1 second. Let's shut down this incoming call. Sorry for that, guys. Uh, Sometimes somebody will look for you on Skype. Cash flows from operating activities. Nothing again out of the ordinary in terms of their business. If you know Payoneer's business, you know that they are in a business where it's all about these small margins that you make from each and one of the services you bring, and most of those services are all related to the actual transfer of money from point A to point B in terms of paying vendors and paying merchants, especially in countries which are countries that might have more banking challenges. Um, I wish I had something interesting here to say about crypto, maybe because I really think that Payoneer could enjoy a lot of business if they had any kind of crypto options. So that's like kind of something off the top of my head about their opportunities. So I really think that if Payoneer would think about maybe doing something related to crypto, that would be interesting. So let me know in the comment section if you would like to see a company like Payoneer start paying vendors in crypto. Just because think about it, if a vendor is on Amazon or eBay, getting paid in cryptocurrency is a great way through Payoneer because Amazon or eBay wouldn't want to be the ones paying in crypto probably at this point. And it can be up to a certain amount, and maybe actually for small vendors or even large vendors, and then just a small amount. Um, I'm really trying to see if anybody here besides the CEO gave any quotes, and not really seeing anything here. So we're almost an hour and a bit away from the earning, and let's just see how the stock has been trading. So really quickly, let's do here PAYO stock and see how the stock has been trading after hours. So after hours, just up slightly, 0.59%, and company's market cap just around 3.4 billion. And if you looked at the last 52-week range, and if even you looked in the last 5 days, there was some drama going on. There was a 8.88 price on Monday when that's one hit. That kind of caused a couple of people to lose a heartbeat. But then the stock started to rally. And I think it has a chance to break out. All we need is a good earnings call. We need some analysts to ask some questions that, um, you know, give us some direction on what the company is doing. And if you've been following in the past weeks, the company has actually hired every couple of weeks. There was like you can see here, two additional board members, and expansion of leadership of the chief revenue officer, so like a CRO, Robert Clarkson, and just a lot of you know uh, big company moves that they want to compete on the largest stage, and in order to do that, they're making the right moves. So the financials are out, but it's not updated yet on Yahoo. But it's nice to see year over year how these statements look like. And sorry for the yawn, guys. I'm being as authentic as possible. Really tired, cash flow wise. Um, Trying to get here a kind of direction about how much free cash flow can this company generate, and um, I want to believe that from next year they're going to be generating a couple of $1 million in free cash flow, and that's how you start. Look, it's been a long way until now for this company, and it's still a long way ahead. So something to take into account. Um, in terms of who are the holders right now of the stock, so let's go over. There are 14% of shares held by insiders. You got 48% of shares held by institutions and 56% of the float held by institutions. Number of institutions holding shares 107. Now, you don't have here any big names. Most of these institutions are not like big names institutions, the top institutional holders, as you can see. Um, and funny enough, I could have been considered one of these institutions just because I almost have the same amount of shares that Access Asset Management has, and by tomorrow I might have more. So just kind of funny story to take into account here. That is a possibility. Um, Interesting. Top mutual funds. Newberg Berman Long Short Fund holds 411,000 shares. Wow. Okay, so that is $4 million in Payoneer stock, but not a lot of companies hold a lot of Payoneer shares. So um, either you know company either is really like a well kept secret, or really I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you guys. Let's check on Twitter together what people have to say about Payoneer. So I'm gonna bring the Twitter box really quickly into the window, and let's see what the Twitter sphere has to say about Payo. And oh, okay, let's see. Very solid quarter for Payo with tons of SPACs whiffing on guidance 50%. These guys actually raising our problem is stock is so illiquid. Okay. Um, let's see what we have here on Payo, guys. So just some Payo near tweets on Twitter. And Payoneer Q2 results revenue $100.9 million. If you're just joining the live stream, I'm currently looking at Payoneer on Twitter. And I think that it's safe to say that there is a very low volume of tweets on Payoneer. Like I expected much more. All the automated tweets mostly. Nobody here is jumping over the roof. Most people are waiting for the earnings call probably. So Payoneer Q2 2021 earning results. I'm just going to be updating the title of this. If you don't know what the stock ticker of Payoneer is and you're still watching here, it is Payo, P-A-Y-O. The company has delivered on earnings and has beat. So kudos to the Payoneer team for beating. And I'm pretty sure that the earnings call is going to have interesting questions from the analyst just because the company is not known yet. I wonder. I wonder what kind of questions the analysts will have for a new company. So I've never been on an earnings call of a company that's their first earnings call. So just something to take into account. And I wonder if the CEO is ready and he's practiced. He may get a curveball, he may not. I don't know. Um, just looking kind of at the price, um, there is there is a consensus that if you're a SPAC and you even delivered in line of expectations, usually gets sold off. Right now, not the scenario with Payoneer. Let's hope it holds. Um, no promise that this is gonna hold. So important to see the stock keep the price level. Nobody's promising that they can do this or continue to do this. So let's see if they can hold. We're talking about a stock that started trading at 10 because it was a SPAC beforehand. So why so liquid? There's a conversation here happening around PAYO, what me mentioned. So interesting. And if you haven't smashed that like button, smash the like button for the algorithm. It will help a great deal, just so this live stream can reach as much people as possible. And probably after the live stream, some people will want to know what were the results, and we can actually jump back to them once again. That's because the results are out for Payoneer. And yeah, around 1040 now. Okay, so the price of the stock is jumping after hours, 2.56%. This is already a decent move. So going over the results once again, revenue increased 42% to 110 million compared to 78.4, and volume increased 29%. Revenue as percentage of volume increased to 82 basis points from 75 basis points, which means that they almost had a 10% here of improvement on the revenue as percentage of volume. Transaction cost improved to 26% of revenue compared to 30, and the net loss was increased from 12.4 to a 6.7 million in 2020. Adjusted EBITDA, pretty flat. It was 0.7 million compared to 1.4. Like I said, the CEO said that they delivered strong results and they raised guidance. We're raising guidance for full year 2021 to grow approximately 28 to 30% over 2020. So interesting kind of information that, like, we're used to SPACs being conservative, or people just not wanting to get analyst hopes up. And here you have a company who went public through a SPAC and decided that they are going to raise guidance, which is admirable in my opinion. Last thing I talked about, and I can't stress this enough, volume of 57 to $60 billion. That is a whopping amount of volume. Yes, this is the kind of volume you expect from a mature company. Now, take into account that we live in a crazy world and where there are companies who actually now are transacting more volume than this, and Axie Infinity is one of them. But Payoneer built this business as a stable business over 15 years, and as much as I like Axie, which is a game and not a merchant solution channel, Payoneer I think is a solid bet on the fintech space, and I really think that Payoneer can deliver. So we are now exactly 1 hour away from that earnings call. So if you found this video useful and you want to see more earnings calls, videos on stocks, if you want to see videos about startups and angel investing, basically anything cool about finance, so this is the time to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button if you like this video, and last but not least, share the Payoneer earnings call with friends if you want to expose them to Payoneer. Share the Payoneer videos on the channel if you want more friends to know about the stock, which I think is an excellent stock that actually provides a very important service and value for people. So if you want me to go in more depth about this company, join me on one of the weekends where I go live and I do stock research, and I drill down even more on the company's products and services and some traffic patterns and stuff like that. So I think we covered enough things for today. Thank you for joining this very spontaneous live stream, and I will see you guys next time.